Hi, my name's Andrus. I'm the golf fitness specialist here at Great Moose Physical Therapy. Today we're going to be talking about posture and how posture really affects our golf game. So we're going to go in depth. We're going to look at what limitations are from posture. So we'll look at a rounded posture, a standing up posture, and how those affect our golf swing. We'll also dive into what types of exercises can strengthen or prevent those types of golf postures in your swing. And also we'll get a actually live look at my golf swing, and I'll demonstrate on the simulator what angles create that perfect swing. So that's what you're going to learn today. So today we're going to talk about posture once again. I want to demonstrate what the two most inconsistent postures that we see out there on the golf course. The first one you're going to see is someone that's very rounded. Okay, so someone that addresses the ball and has a very rounded shoulder, and you can see their spine kind of flexed forward. So this position is one default of bad posture. Another one you're going to see is someone who's standing up almost too tall. So they have about zero hip hinge here. So they actually look something like this. So this would be another posture default where we're actually standing up too tall, where the spine is extended too much like this. Okay, so if you're looking in the upper body, the spine, those are the two defaults. Then we're going to look at the hips. The hips control a lot more of that posture at address. One default there is going to be an anterior tilt where my rear sticks out too much. Okay, so one of the limitations there is tight hip flexors. So this is another common one. Even if I'm neutral in my upper body and my pelvis is like this, I'm still not going to get the optimal swing out of this position. Next one, posterior tilt. So that's when my hips are going to come this way. Again, this is going to be tight hamstrings. You can see I look uncomfortable. And from this position, I could have a neutral thoracic spine, but if my hips are here, it's going to affect my rotation of my hips. So ideally what you want is a good hip hinge here, tilt forward, make sure that your shoulders are relaxed, and then your head is neutral. Okay, so you're not looking down at the ball like this, flexion in the spine. That's going to also affect our golf swing, so we want to make sure our chin is up and everything is nice and neutral. So this is the most optimal position to be in to strike the golf ball. So what I'm going to do now is hit a quick shot, and we're going to take a look on our system to see what angles I'm talking about so you can see them visually. So I'm just going to address the ball here, try to find the most ideal posture. And we'll take a look at it on the simulator. So here we have the last shot I just hit on the simulator, and we're going to take a look at what makes a good address here. So what angles make the best optimal swing for us. So first of all, I'm going to draw a line from where I have my golf club up through my spine. So you want to make sure that position is pretty close to the spine angle here. Then I'm going to go from the lower part of my sacrum, and I'm going to draw a line up my spine. Okay, so this is what we look at for all of our golfers, is from the club angle through the spine, from the sacrum up to the head. So ideally, you want a 90-degree angle there. You want the closest you can get to 90 degrees, because that's how our spine likes to rotate, is at 90 degrees. So also, you can notice for myself, I have a little bit of space between my head and this vertical line. Not a huge issue, but let's say that my head was down here a little bit more. That would affect my ball flight and my swing. So this angle here is probably the most ideal angle in golf, making sure that the hip's neutral, my knees are slightly bent. It looks like the club my hands are right below my shoulder line, which is good. And then I don't look that rounded in my shoulders, as you can notice there. So the closer we are to this angle, the better chance we have at creating that swing the entire motion. Now what you'll notice for most of us is we might start in a great position. We might be close to 90 and we're looking good. What happens to most of us is we don't stay there. So we're just going to watch my swing very slowly and see if I maintain that angle. So this is the apex of my backswing, okay? So if you can see, now we're looking at this line, and it looks pretty similar to where I started as far as the spine angle. So that actually is good. So at the apex of my swing, I'm still in a pretty good position. My head hasn't moved too much. It might have moved forward just a smidge there. And then this is where a lot of us go wrong, is on the downswing. What happens at the downswing? Do we stay connected to our swing, or do we fall up out of it? What do we do? So here you can see that I am lifting my head slightly from that starting position, and I'm thrusting my hips forward. So I'll slow that down again so you guys can see that I'm actually thrusting and lifting my head forward. So there's good contact there. Obviously there's a strong finish. Nice posted up on my left leg. But the reason why most of us can start here and not stay there is because something went awry in our hips, in our shoulders, or in our lower extremities. So that's what we're going to talk about even more in the next couple videos. All right, so again, we're going to continue with how posture at address is a huge factor of performance in our golf game. So this is just a model of a spine from the pelvis up to the top C1 vertebra. So first I'm going to show you, we have different color variations here. The lime green here is going to be our cervical spine. So we're going to have 7 cervical spine. These more darker green are going to be our thoracic spine. So we have 12 of those. And then we have these blue at the bottom where it connects to our sacrum. These are our 5 lumbar spine. And so what I want to talk about today is how do these vertebrae move, and how in our golf swing with our posture, how does that influence each movement? So first of all, you can see from this angle, there's a pretty good natural curve to our spine. And this is pretty normal for most people. Where we get lost sometimes, say you have scoliosis, where the spine is like this, okay? So it's a slight lateral deviation of the spine. You can see that there would affect our rotation. So first of all, this green, the middle thoracic spine, that's what we want to use to rotate in our golf swing. As you can see, I have a lot of freedom of movement here, okay? So with a neutral spine, this likes to rotate a lot, okay? So what we're looking at, and I'll get you a little bit closer, but we have these facet joints where the vertebrae kind of sit on top of each other. That's where a lot of the vertebrae actually roll across each other, and I'll show you how if we have bad posture, how that doesn't rotate as good. So if I have a flexed or extended spine, so if I'm very rounded in my posture at address, I'm probably something like this, okay? So now the rotation is not as good. You can see that very easily. If I'm in extension, so I'm standing up a little taller in my posture at address, I can't rotate at all. So that's why you see people that, maybe they're standing up a little taller in their posture at address, they actually just use a lot of arms. Or if they're here in their posture at address, they're using a lot of arms because they can't use this rotation as good, okay? Now, we talk about the lumbar spine. These guys don't like to rotate at all. So if they're neutral, okay, these blue ones, they're not going to rotate at all. You can see how they're catching on the facet there. Where we get a lot of our pain that's referred into our back when we play golf is from these facets rubbing onto each other, and then we get inflammation, which affects the nerves, which goes down into your sciatica nerve, into your leg. So those are pretty common. So ideally, this is a neutral spine. Okay, so this curve here is going to be very natural for you, and if we can get you to rotate the best from the thoracic spine, you can see there's a lot of rotation there. And what happens is we get in these bad postures like flexion in the spine or extension in the spine, and it affects our rotation. So if we can just fix those little things to optimally rotate, then we have the best chance to perform at the highest level. So we'll get a little bit more in depth of what types of exercises can help you get into these best positions, or what types of habits you can try to build to prevent you getting back into those old habits. Other than that, you can really see in depth why posture is so important and how it affects our spine here.